Roger Magee, and what are you, the general manager here?
Assistant general manager, and I
Assistant
handle all the
general
marketing.
manager, and you handle all the marketing. So you're one of the reasons why we're here.
Yep.
You're my go-to guy when I'm parking here. I always text you and bug the crap out of you. But this is, I used to park here before we were even sponsored by you guys, and it's a wonderful place. You guys are great.
I appreciate that.
The cars, especially, 4 months, 5 months a year, it's freezing cold and rainy and snowing and stuff. And your car is waiting for you, warmed up, ready to go when you come back from whatever trip. And this is one of the reasons why I come to LAZ.
Always valet in the winter, we tell them.
Well, and it's 24/7 too.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, you guys are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Never
and so,
close.
And a lot of the flights that I take are like at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.
Of course, yep.
And so you got to be here, and there's always somebody here.
Yep. It's a lot busier time than people think. At 5 a.m., especially when business travel was booming, Monday, Tuesday morning, I mean, we were slammed out to the road every day.
What's the busiest day of the year for you guys? Is it the day after Thanksgiving?
No, probably leading up to Thanksgiving, leading
Okay.
up to Christmas. We get a lot of April vacation with the kids going out when they get off school. But luckily, those stagger between Massachusetts, Connecticut, a couple towns, so it gives us a break. But
I love your logistics in the sports world, too, because this is just a percentage of what LAZ Parking does. And we see you guys at every single sporting event. The staff has got to be humongous, and the planning and prep has got to be excruciating and very detailed. I think the Travelers, how many people did you park at Travelers this year?
Oh, geez.
Like a $500,000? Like 500,000?
Yeah, at least.
Something like that.
But they've gone national now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Al Lazowski has gone national, and you guys are all over the country now. And describe, it's not just parking. You guys are into everything. You're like the shuttle service.
Yep.
You're in the car service, all kinds of other things.
We're at hospitals, hotels, parking lots. We do special events. The Rentschler Field, the Travelers, that's our events crew in Hartford. Victor, he handles all that. He's fantastic. He gets all the staff. I mean, that's one guy running all that stuff, but he has a lot of support. So, but that kind of stuff is all hands on deck, So we do the Yale Bowl we just finished up. We were down there too. We got hands in everything out there. I think we try to do as much as we can.
We had a meeting, I would say 14, 16 months ago, and I just remember you looking us in the eye and saying, listen, Al's made a lot of money in his life, and he really doesn't care about making any more.
I wouldn't go that far.
You said
you're going to get me in trouble here.
His main mission, his main goal as he gets later in life is giving back. And, how much has that been a part of what you do now compared to what it used to be?
Well, I'll tell you. So, obviously, it started with Al. And, Hartford has done so much for him, and we give back all over the country. But each individual area picks, their own charities and stuff. And, Hartford's been so big of a part of his life. He's giving back. When Jim Marzi, he runs Connecticut. Big shout out to Jim Marzi. We miss you. Get well soon. Al, it's contagious. Al gave the bug to him. He gave the bug to Brian Perillo, my general manager, who passed it on to me. And it's infectious, and it's just something we love doing. I mean, and especially if you think about where those toys are going to be in a couple months. It makes it all worthwhile.
Seems like you're revolving around the kiddos. Like, we go to the Special Olympics golf tournament every single year, which was awesome this year. We had skydivers, and it was so much.
Wait till next year.
Oh, God.
Bigger and better every year.
Every year it is bigger and better. And
we're trying to find a place for the Ferris wheel.
Put it on a hole.
Yep.
Put it right on a hole. So you have to go through it like a putt-putt or something. That's just an idea. Throw it out there to Al.
We're working with logistics. Yeah.
But then this one, Connecticut Children's Medical Center. What is the reason that you picked these two specific charities?
We do the parking at Hartford Hospital, so they're also a client of ours. It's a great cause. Jeff Flax runs,
Hartford Healthcare,
friend of ours.
So he's a great friend of Jimmy's, and it kind of made sense. Let's give back to someone that we're involved with.
I love you guys, and I always have. And like I
Appreciate
said
it.
before, Al, when I was emceeing with Renee Danino at the Jordan Porco Foundation, was years before my nephew, who just took his own life last year. It's about wellness programs on college campuses, which I think is huge.
Fantastic.
Because even 2023, there's so much pressure on young minds, young kids in college and stuff like that, and it's such a wonderful program. And he's so ultra generous. He's not just generous; he's ridiculously generous.
Yeah.
So, that's just we can't say enough about Al Lazowski. and the LAZ people. But you all are like that. I mean, especially
it's a culture he's created.
It really is. The golf event is kind of a culmination, and you see all the other charities giving to you guys, giving checks back to LAZ so that they could give them to somebody else. I think it's just such a great community thing that LAZ does.
I'm so proud to be a part of all of it. I mean, every year the golf tournament gets bigger and bigger, better and better. We try to top what we did the year before. I mean, this year we had the live goats, we had petting stations, and I mean, which
is ridiculous.
It's going to be bigger every time.
The food is a carnival in itself.
Jimmy tells us every time. Next year's bigger. Next year's
trucks
bigger.
all over the golf course is insane. The banquet's insane. We love doing the show from there.
We love having you guys. It's a fantastic day.
All right, can I talk about the Gold Building? You guys schooled me on the Gold Building before we got here. Now, the Gold Building, as I know it, is the Mirror Building downtown Hartford. Every old school person knows what the Gold Building is around here, I guess.
I was a security guard there when I was in the minor leagues.
I Prince
worked for
around.
Pinkerton.
Yeah, bro.
I walked Prince around, but listen, my dad and WTIC, which is our competitor, obviously, 19th floor. Of the Gold Building, One Constitution Plaza. He worked there for 20 years before he passed.
So you guys bought the Gold Building?
No, Al Lazowski did.
LAZ Parking bought the Gold Building.
That's
awesome. We purchased it. That is now our home base.
That is so cool. And I'm a downtown rat. I'm always in the fight to make Hartford the biggest, baddest city in all of the land, and I get so much
personally is in the fight.
Exactly.
So
on a daily basis. I was downtown by the Gold Building earlier on the sidewalk today. But just revitalizing that area is a big project of mine. And I feel like you guys are doing a part too with that Gold Building.
I mean, Al, he started in Hartford, so it's a huge part of what he has built. So it's always got a place in his heart.
I've always
been home base.
I was a valet parker when I was 17 in downtown, and I might have worked for Al back in the day.
Probably.
I swear to God, I'm pretty sure I did. We used to valet everybody. Remember like the Hubbard's Park, Brownstone. All of these places. I used to wear Arnold's, which is right by the Bushnell.
Yeah, he started, we call it Capital Lot, right across from Pig's Eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, dude, I was down there running cars.
That was the first. That was the first.
The first of many.
So Roger Magee, a.k.a. the man over here when you come into LAZ Fly. And
the man.
This is going all the way to the end of the year, all the way to New Year's. Don't be shy. Like, tell the people, like, they don't have to park here. They don't have to be a customer. They can come in here when you guys are operating. You can just drop it off in the box.
We got a huge box. We're going to fill it up. We don't deliver till after January 1st because, the Children's Hospital goes through their toy supply because everybody donates in the fall for Christmas. But they need toys all year round. So we hold off a little bit. We help restock the toys for them, and I think it works out really well for both of us.
Have you seen
God
this?
bless you. It's awesome.
I've been there.
Have you?
I've been there too.
And it is so categorized, it would blow your mind.
Yep.
There's the Lego section, the Star Wars Lego section. The board games.
Awesome.
It's all by age. What it is, it's a giant Toys R Us warehouse. Probably better organized than a Toys R Us.
And again, we're doing this for the kids, but when we see them in our building, they're obviously always accompanied with their family. And I think that I don't know if they know that when they're going to the toy chest or what they're going to.
Oh, no.
But to see that kind of worry wash away for at least 5 minutes for them is precious.
Well, and they take care of, their siblings, so they're not left out as well. And, I mean, I wish I had some names to say, but a huge shout-out to the people that manage that warehouse. I mean, they work their tails off, and it shows. Fantastic group of people.
And it's tough. It's tough. I mean, even when I was back in the major leagues, dealing with the different children's hospitals and all the stuff that they have to go through and all these charities that, we just did the whole St. Jude's thing for a week on a lot of our sister stations and stuff like that. It's about trying to make these kids feel comfortable when they're facing some terrible odds and some terrible illnesses and things like that. So the toys is probably the easiest thing that we can give these kids as they're coming in and facing all this stuff.
Yep.
We got teddy bears. We got slinkies. We have got a Patriots remote control helmet. I don't know what that's all about. It's just basically a drone that's a Patriots helmet that flies around. We have got bubbles. We have got the you guys didn't even look at my Poo-Doo slingshot.
I did. Actually, just looking at that.
I sent a picture.
Kind of curious about that one.
So it's poop, and you throw. The kids are gonna love it. All right, the kids are gonna love it.
It says for 4+, so
yeah,
I think it's perfect for my 12-year-old.
Yeah, there you go.
I sent a picture to my wife.
Do you two remember, you oldie Olsons? Do you remember your favorite Christmas present as a kid?
I hope my friends are listening.
What was it?
The G.I. Joe aircraft carrier, because I was the only one of them that got
it.
Dude,
you are. I'm jealous already.
They still talk about it. Because no one else got it.
Well, you're the guy, everybody came over and like they were nice to you for a little while and then get out of the way, Roger. I want to play with that aircraft carrier.
It was so big you could sit on it and play.
No way.
I would have
Were these the big Joes? Like the one?
No, the small ones, but the thing was like 6 feet long.
Yeah. I wanted one myself.
It was awesome.
Never got the chance. What about
Remember, I
you
come from 6 kids, so we maybe got one good big present for Christmas.
A bouncy ball?
No. It was actually the first. It's funny how remote controls have come. Back then, they had a wire attached to it and it had like 2 controllers.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this. It had glowing eyes and it was a dinosaur.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So you could make it walk. And so, you press the button and it walked really slow and stuff like that. That was probably my favorite Christmas present because that was when technology – remember, I grew up in the 70s and you had Pong was the first video game. Then you had Atari and you had Space Invaders and you had you had the slowest video games you can. So kids are so spoiled today, it's not even funny.
They were state-of-the-art back then.
Yeah, so state-of-the-art, watching a ball go across the screen and going doink, 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 and you do it for hours
and
now.
This is awesome.
This is amazing. This is amazing. So when I got that, like I think it was a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it would move like so slow.
Do you have a name for it?
I don't remember. I was like 5. And back then, remember, but you brought out the video game with the movable guys that was on the shaking
Electric
board.
football. I was thinking about bringing it today. Yeah.
I mean, see, those were the games that I grew up with.
Yeah. We've been teaching all the youngsters what that all is. And they're like,
people don't realize
sounds like it's broken. No, that's the way it's supposed to sound.
They all just keep falling over.
I remember a family gift for us, especially, and the boys, and I had 3 sisters, but they were athletic too, but my 2 older brothers and myself, remember I'm the baby, we got the air hockey.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like a piece, whatever the board is called, particle board
like
or whatever.
Pegboard,
yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. You could, if you leaned on it, you'd destroy it.
Yeah.
So it was really flimsy. You had these flimsy things. You had a puck that if you hit it just right, it would fly up and hit your opponent in the face. It didn't stay on the air hockey thing. That was one of my favorite toys because I could destroy my brothers. Anybody who has brothers know that.
What about you, Ben?
The air hockey.
1989 Christmas, every kid in the world got a Nintendo, and I'll never
my
forget
God. Look at
the
how
week
spoiled
after.
this young guy
I know,
is.
and my mom,
Such a baby.
My cousin had Mike Tyson's Punch Out, so like she had to get. Now we got Punch Out. I remember when we got Punch Out, not Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You got
it was the game before Mike Tyson.
Fight like a man.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You had the bob and weave.
They
and
had
stuff
a
like
Punch
that.
Out
Yep.
before Mike Tyson became like
because I was a big
famous.
arcade brat in the late 80s and early 80s.
It was
arcades were huge.
Just hit B a bunch. Just hit B,
and
then my sister would never get off of it because it's my turn. But I had to share it with my sister.
Those were the days. I tell you, I play my 9-year-old nephew now in Madden, and it's like 62-0. I can't compete.
I know.
The kid kills me.
But then give him
Madden
some
that we
Tecmo
played on. Remember, there was Sega Genesis that came out after that. You had Atari, the Nintendo. He still plays the old box cartridges.
I have it at home.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My sister got me Tecmo Bowl last
You
year.
need Tecmo Bowl 2. More plays.
So I'm so old.
I like that.
I'm old. Like at my first year in winter ball in Puerto Rico was like 85, 86. Okay, so I was in AAA back then.
What were you guys playing?
We were playing the original Nintendo that had the 2 skinny hockey players, the fat one and the short one.
Ice
and
hockey.
we would play 8 hours every night.
Ice hockey.
It was ice hockey, and it was so
it was always
slow.
like Russia versus U.S.
The hockey puck was almost as big as the player. They slowly went around the ice and stuff like that, but we thought that technology was state of the art in the mid 80s, late 80s.
So a colleague of ours, as part of the show, Bob Joyce, gave me some of his old Nintendo tapes, knowing that I had a console and I was still playing old school Nintendo. By the way, we're sharing a bunch of Bob Joyce chocolate chip
I can't believe he's quite the cook.
Dude,
Fantastic,
fantastic.
Bob. Fantastic.
Yep. Now, this is something that I just find very fascinating. Bob Joyce gave me these Nintendo games, Roger, box pristine. Had the rules and how to play
I
booklet
would have sold those.
Like, that's worth something.
No, that's worth money.
And I said, like, dude, have you ever used this? Oh, yeah, we played all the time. Like, you were one of those kids that kept it, like, in real good condition. Were they still in
the little plastic sleeve?
He still had the sleeve.
Who has the sleeves?
Dude, the sleeves are worth $20 a piece now. Like, nobody has the sleeves.
I bet Bob Joy still has his scorebook from the first women's game he ever called for UConn.
Possibly.
I
bet you if he
got
does,
it filed.
it's in pristine condition.
I worked with a guy like that with the Nationals, Bob Carpenter. And Bob ended up inventing different scorebooks on how to do baseball games.
Hell yeah.
So he's got his own line of scorebooks done. So meticulously done. I couldn't even keep scorebook. I would be doing games for the Nationals, and I'm just like watching the game. My wife kept my scorebook.
That's one of the nerd things about me going to baseball games. I may bring my scorebook.
It's crazy.
Boy.
I know.
That guy.
I'm going to embarrass you. All right, sir. You are a New York sports fan, I would take it.
I am.
You are feeling Tommy DeVito right now. You think that it could be.
Or would you rather have Tyrod Taylor back?
Yeah, what's the.
No, I mean, there's no future there. Why not give him a shot?
Ride what's hot, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Now, you are a Yankees guy.
You bet.
What do you think about Juan Soto? What do you think about Verdugo?
I think we need some pitching. I think, Aaron went up to Brian Cashman and was like, I need a couple pitchers. And he's like, I got you, bro. Here's 2 outfielders.
That's the way Cashman does you, man.
I was just going to ask this.
Pretty much how that went down.
Cashman is listening. Obviously, he's not. All right.
See, he said pitcher. He heard outfielder.
Yeah. He's like, hold my beer. I'll make this work.
Watch
yeah. Hey. Juan Soto, he can pitch back in Little League. Yeah. Okay, I got you a pitcher.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that went down.
Roger, thank you so much,
they're still
man.
Out there. We got time.
Thank you. And Laz, we appreciate everything. Al Lazowski, God bless you guys all. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you, guys. This is fantastic. Love having you every year.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do Dibbles and Bits next.